Hey guys, good morning. Happy Sunday. It's Daryl here. It's 4 a.m. and I'm making this video fast. I've got to get out there and shovel about 6 inches of snow. I'm waiting for a plow. I'm not fooling around this morning. I want to briefly mention yesterday's video. Some days I'm on the mark, some days I'm not. I don't feel just feel like I missed the mark yesterday. I'll just leave it at that. And I'm back on track this morning. All right, today I want to talk. I've been up since 2:30 reading into all different articles on the impeachment. I watched some of the news shows yesterday morning. I'm looking forward to watching more today. Listening to Trump's lawyers outline their defense. This is what I've come up with. As I'm looking through. I had to reread these articles 3-4 times at least, trying to memorize I'm not sure if they're Russian names, Ukrainian names, Lutsenko, Yakashovich. And then the story came to me as I'm reading this. There's just an overwhelming amount of evidence now. Parnas. I'm listening to Trump's defense. And it's the defense, to be frank with you guys, it's the defense. It's not even just the defense. It's the line that I hate. I do. It's the old line. They're just upset about 2016. It's just sour grapes. Ignore what's going on behind the curtain. Ignore the man behind the curtain. It's all sour grapes. I'm so tired of that. And then Trump, or one of his lawyers, said yesterday that it's an affront to the American people and their right to pick a president. Again, saying that just because there's like this group of hardcore left-wing Democrats that are trying to take the president out because they're still upset about 2016. No, this is what it comes down to. Trump is a danger to national security, point blank. That's it. And he violated his oath of office. And he obstructed justice. And you know what? And as I read through this, I realized this is not going to go away. It's not. With Parnas, it's reached. I all of a sudden, as I read this over and over, trying to get the Russian names right, I've realized that it's come to a point. It's come to a point beyond Nixon, way beyond Nixon. With Nixon, look, I'm no scholar when it comes to political history. I remember the tapes. I remember a few of the characters. I remember a few of Nixon's lines, but it was the tapes, essentially, the break-in. This goes way beyond that. There's just emails. There's emails. There's Giuliani. Oh my God, Giuliani. Know what occurred to me this morning? Dude, if you had just retired and got yourself a nice little quiet ranch somewhere, instead of becoming Trump's monkey, you would have been remembered so much better off. Now you're going to be remembered as the monkey, the fumbling monkey with both feet in his mouth. Giuliani is the guy, is the lawyer that says, "So what if my client robbed a bank?" He's that guy. Unbelievable. So like I said, it's reached a point, as I'm reading over the players, Lutsenko, a former prosecutor, the pictures of Giuliani, the awkward pictures with Giuliani in the middle, and I don't know if it's Lutsenko and Parnas on his sides in the Ukraine. What? Okay, Giuliani stated over and over that he is Trump's personal attorney. What are you doing in the Ukraine, dude? Right smack in the middle of these accusations, with the pictures to prove it, with the emails. Dude, like I said, as I read through this morning, I realized that it's come to a level of evidence that it will not go away. If I were the Republican senators now, who were initially thinking of just dismissing this whole thing, I'd be shitting, because it's not going to go away. If you dismiss this now, this is going to go on for years. This is going to become books. This is going to become movies. Look. This is a bigger deal than Nixon and Watergate. A way bigger deal, way juicier, way more evidence, way more players, way more corruption. This is not going to go away for decades. Okay, you could dismiss this, and you are going to become part of the evil narrative of the story in the years and decades to come. Remember this too. Who's going to write the books in the following decades to come? The millennials, the Generation Xers, not the baby boomers. Okay? They're not going to paint this picture pretty. They're going to paint it realistically, humorously, ugly. And let me tell you, this picture just came to my mind. In 10 years, in 15 years, this story is just still going to be bubbling up with more evidence. If these senators dismiss it now, it's just going to put more zing into the story. There's going to be kids going to college, getting out of high school now, who are going to be seeing this story. They're going to become the filmmakers of tomorrow. They're going to become the reporters of tomorrow, the authors of tomorrow. And they're not going to forget this story, man. And believe me, if this is dismissed, it's just going to become a hotter, juicier, more corrupt piece of juicy mess for these future authors, movie writers, etc. It's not going to go away. It's not. And then I thought about Trump. I thought about, damn it, he's that kind of guy. Because you could see it's getting to the point where you could see the outline of what went on, how he sent Giuliani to do his work, how Parnas was a second string guy, and the guy from Connecticut, Air Hyde, trying desperately to claw their way up in the Republican Party by getting Trump's favor and notice. And you could see Trump occasionally talking to Melania, admitting everything. This is a fictional picture in my head. Judging by all the evidence I see, the emails, the pictures, and he's saying, I think I can get away with this. I'm the best liar there is. I can get away with this. This story is not going to go away. It's not. Now, here's the thing, too, Trump supporters. If you read, I know you guys can read, right? The stuff I'm reading this morning is from the AP, the Associated Press. It's general journalism. It's not CNN. It's what is going on right now in this world. All right. Now you might have one or two guys trying to get out of a charge, trying to get a better deal, but it's gone beyond that, man. There's, like I said, the emails, the photographs, the biggest thing is the corroborating evidence. It's all just clicking together. Trump supporters, do yourselves a favor, read it. Okay? It's a clear picture that Trump did not want an investigation into Biden and Hunter. He did not. He wanted the Ukraine president to announce that he was starting an investigation into Joe Biden and Hunter. He wanted that sentence. Did not want the actual investigation. Okay. I think Trump, at this point, I think Trump supporters, I think you guys know this, basically. I think you do. You guys aren't that stupid. All right? You know what you guys are saying? They're all dirty, and we hired him to go in there and clean the swamp. Good for him. He's doing what we hired him to do. Right? That's what you're saying. All right. Here's the thing. The reason the rest of the country is so concerned about this is Trump is proposing a national, a danger to the country, a danger to national security. Okay? If he gets away with this, if this is dismissed, future presidents, future politicians, both Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever, will be emboldened to go to other countries and involve them in our elections. That's a fact. It's a fact. It's going to set a precedent precedent. Okay? And that in itself will weaken the foundation of America. It will. If he gets away with this. All right? Look deep at Trump supporters. Look deep in that soul. You know this is true. This is more than Trump right now. This is about the election in 4 years, 8 years, 12 years, 16 years, 20 years from now, 40 years from now. All right? It's going to set a precedent. And we could have presidents, we could have governors, we could have whatever, ambassadors going to China, to Russia, to Bolivia, pulling them into, you know what? The bottom line is we wouldn't, if we let this go, it'll weaken the foundation of the country. It'll weaken our elections. It'll give the rest of the world, other countries, a say in who's governing us. And eventually that'll be the end of us. It will. You Trump supporters, you seriously look in that soul and ask yourselves, is Trump the man? Is it worth it? Is it worth it to you? Is your hatred of brown people worth it? Is it worth it because you so badly do not want to say that you voted for the wrong guy in 2016? You don't want to admit you were wrong. Is this worth it? You know? Say you're around in 10 or 20 years when these movies come out. If there's even, whatever happens, this whole thing is not going to bode well in the history of the United States. The best thing is if justice is done. And he is accountable for abusing his office, for his corruption, for what he did, so that future people won't try to do it, for future politicians won't try to do it. Think about how Nixon supporters and Nixon was portrayed in the following years, how he was lambasted. That's going to be you guys. I don't think millennials, and I don't think Generation X, the generation after them, the youngest teenagers right now, are going to be merciful when it comes to this story. If Trump were to get away with it, the story's not going to end here. The evidence is way too great. The preponderance of evidence has tipped the scale at this point, and history is not going to forget this story. I think it's really gotten to the point now where the truth won't be, the truth will not be withheld. It's going to come out. It's going to come out. Justice will be done now with Trump or in the future. It'll be better for America if it's done now. Like I said, the senators and the Republican senators now, with the Trump supporters, you're going to have to ask yourself, which side you're on. How do you want to be viewed in history? Do you want to be a joke? I don't know, your kids, your grandkids? Do you want to be part of the foundational decay of our Constitution? Yeah. I think the cat's out of the bag, man. If Trump doesn't pay for this now, it makes me hopeful again. Because I think that good will be done. Justice will be served. It'd be better for all of us if it's served right now, as it should be in this trial, or it's going to be served down the line through history, movies, future journalists. But history will not be. The truth will not be covered up. I think I realized that as I read this evidence this morning, as I looked through these emails. These photos, the truth is, it's gotten to a point where it's not going to be hidden. Lies are not going to. The sour grape story of the 2016 election is not going to be able to cover this growing stain. I would think that the Republican senators and a lot of Republican politicians would be realizing that very same thing this morning. As this Parnas story, and it's not just Parnas. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 different people. Emails, like I said, and the biggest thing is the collaboration between all of it fitting together like a beautiful, easy jigsaw puzzle for a 4-year-old. Just bap, 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 all the pieces. You know, the truth is going to come out at this point, and it makes me feel better. It does. I don't think the truth is going to be withheld at this point. All right, I got to get out there and shovel this snow. You guys have a great Sunday.